Thank you.
Here to talk about the PVL though, we're gonna talk a bit more of the Champions League.
After playing work naman. After playing trabaho.
Work muna.
Life goes on.
Absolutely. Let's focus first on the recent results here. Petrogas in particular. Big win against Cheritigo. Again, a very important win for them.
Very big win. Actually, it seems like the magic number in this conference is 5 wins.
Yes.
So they're now at 4-2. And that win against Cheritigo, kasi Cheritigo already assured of a spot in the semifinals. Right. That was a big win for the Petrogas Angels, of course, in 5 sets as well. And their next game would be against Army. So I'm not saying na we should count Army out.
Pero llamado.
Yeah, they're at 0-7 right now. So if and when Petrogas wins that game against Army, then they'll book the 3rd spot in the semifinal round. So that's good news for them.
Right. Mabigat yung panalo na rin yun kasi they were coming off a loss of a game that you did, right, against Signal. Again in 5 sets.
Again in 5-setter.
Exciting. But also give credit to Cheritigo. They're safely in the semifinals, but they pushed Petrogas all the way till the 5th. Okay, you did mention Army is the next one. Do you think that Petrogas is like a thief in the night, quietly making their way into, the semifinals, not making as much noise as all the other teams here?
You know what? I don't think so, Boo.
Okay.
They're currently the defending champions of the Reinforced Conference.
Yes.
The last time we had this conference was way back in 2019, and they won that title. And of course, kilalang-kilala sila sa recruitment ng kanilang reinforcements. So this time around, they got Vander Weyde, which of course is still on top of the attacking department and the scoring department. So that's huge for them. And I'm sure Petrogas has already been an institution pagdating dito sa PVL. So they know how to recruit local players and international players. And this time around, I think a lot of the volleyball fans in the Philippines have expected na they're gonna be through in the semifinals this time around.
Well, you mentioned Van der Weide, but then of course the locals have been producing well. MJ Phillips in particular, 23 points last time around. Ganun importante yung mga local contribution nila this time.
Exactly. MJ Phillips, I think honestly, in my humble opinion, she's one of the top middle blockers so far in this conference, and I think she can bag one of the best middle blockers award in this conference. Grabe yung improvement niya. In this game, 23 points, a lot of them from attacks and from blocks. So that's huge for Petrogas kasi she's been consistent all throughout the conference, which I haven't seen her in the past conferences. Medyo on and off siya. Pero this time around, sobrang consistent niya alongside Janelle Cheng. And talagang yung connection nila, makikita mo every game nagko-flourish. So that's very good news for
Middle
Petrogas.
blockers this Reinforced Conference have really stepped up their game. Bumalik na nga si Riri, MJ, Ivy, and Abby are doing very well. Sid Domingo is coming off that finals MVP stint. Also big game alongside Gemma Galanza in their bounce-back win against Army. Unfortunately for Army, sila nang nabiktima coming off the loss against F2 ang Creamline. Sila ang binawian. Creamline right up there, Ish.
Yeah, Cool Smashers demolished the Army squad in the first 2 sets. Pero medyo nag-relax yata yung Cool Smashers. And I think sometimes that can be a tendency for the top teams already assured of a spot in the next round. Pero knowing the Creamline Cool Smashers being the defending champions that they are, syempre they know how to bounce back. So quickly, they turned it around in the 4th set and won that game against Army. And alam mo yung remaining games ng Army, it's all of them non-bearing games na rin eh. So I think they're kind of playing loose this time around.
May bagong setter yung Creamline kasi.
Bagong look.
Bagong look eh. Hindi yung mamukhaan si Gia eh.
That's true. And of course, we're gonna have to preview some of the matches coming up. A big one in particular for Signal and PLDT. Let's talk a bit about that kasi syempre expectations from the two of them. For Signal in particular, itong si Tiberia, looking at her output, she didn't necessarily play a lot in that 5th set, or if not at all in that 5th set against Petrogas, and they'll still need her output though if they want to get over PLDT.
Yeah, and one good thing that we need to note in that game, kahit hindi siya ginamit ng 5th set, they still won that game. And what I'm trying to say is, they need their output so bad in this coming game kasi she's gonna be up against the reinforcement of PLDT, which is Elena Samoilenko.
Second best scorer natin.
Doing a very good job in this conference. And Rhea de Mocolangan's milking her the back row, the front row, and of course, Rhea de Mocolangan has Mika Reyes, has Del Palomata, a lot of these gunners for their squad. And I'm sure parehas nilang alam na all of their remaining games are must-win games if they want to stay in the running for the semi-final round. Kasi you still have F2 Logistics still in the running.
Right.
Yeah.
And naghahabol din sila ng mga panalo.
Right.
So lahat ng games for these teams who are gunning for that fourth spot in the semi-finals,
last spot.
talagang importante yung remaining games nila.
Yeah, that last spot, and it all begins tomorrow. You and I are doing that PLDT signal game. So, maghanda-handa na tayo. Baka 5 sets na naman yan. But you touched on it already. F2, coming from a high. That big win against now looks like their new rivals here in the PVL. Sometimes the teams that come from a high-ish, biglang may bagsak yung laro.
Yeah.
Akari has nothing to lose, and they're continuously learning here in this reinforced conference. How do you preview the matchup tomorrow?
F2 Logistics, they're a very strong team. On paper, marami dyan former LaSalle players. So they're very, very familiar with each other already. And I want to talk about Kim Fajardo and her stellar performances in the past few games, especially in that win against Creamline. We saw the Kim Fajardo that we all know.
Yeah.
The intelligence, the wit, the grit, and of course the courage, to give the sets to everybody.
And she looks so healthy, like
she looks so
moving
healthy. Yeah, I mean, that's the calf we all know.
Yes.
And now, I think, nahabol niya na nga si Gia, the Best Setter Race Award. So I think, itong game na to, it's gonna be Priscilla Rivera against the Gunners of F2 Logistics. And if Akari wants an upset, kailangan nilang tulungan si Priscilla Rivera.
Yeah.
It's not just gonna be a Rivera game.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm telling people, when I covered their last game. They have to help out Priscilla Rivera, especially the other wingers in Marciano, and Genevieve Casugod, Raagas. They have to help her out.
Right.